A lot of people think that robots and AI are going to take over the world and they're going to kill us. But in reality, AI can be used for a lot of good. And GitHub Copilot X is just one example. This allows developers to actually use the power of AI, harness it, and write code for them. Now, that does not mean that you will not need to learn how to code at all, but it allows you to speed up your process. Let's go through an example of what it can do. Now, it mentions right here with Copilot, it says your AI pair programmer. GitHub Copilot uses the OpenAI Codex to suggest code and entire functions in real time right from your editor. So you can write to it just like chat if you use GPT or something like that, but it allows you to start writing the code out there. So here's an example right here. This is for sentiment analysis. You're asking Copilot, determine whether the sentiment of text is positive and use a web source. You're giving it just a little bit of information and then it's writing out the code for you. So it's not replacing a developer, it's maximizing that and it's making the developer a superhero. You're still going to have to know the framework or how to ask the questions or what you need to be doing, but it can speed up your whole process. And we'll talk about the price in a second, but we see that this just keeps getting better and better with these different platforms. For example, Replit, which is almost like Google Sheets for developers, everyone can work in the same kind of code base and everything like that. That's the dumbed down version, but that's what it does. They have something called Ghostwriter, and it's your partner in code. So it's doing something very similar. What GitHub is doing, there's a couple more features, or there's different features to take notice of, and that's another feature for them. So let's get into what it can be doing now. Oh, one other thing that we're talking about, the OpenAI Codex. What is that talking about? So about a year plus back, OpenAI that created DALI 2 and ChatGPT, they were having a project and they were trying to get AI to start writing out code. And that's been in production for a year plus. And so they're using that backend, that all of that model for Copilot. So that's awesome that they're telling you the source and how it's being trained and then going from there. So it says trained on billions of lines of code. GitHub Copilot turns natural language prompts into coding suggestions across dozens of languages. And then, okay, don't do this on the fly. So let's take a look at what you're going to be getting for the different versions. So plugs right into your editor. That's awesome. Turns natural language prompts into code. Offers multi-line suggestions, speed up test generation, block suggestions, matching public code. Okay, so we have that. And then we also have the for business, and probably the only difference is okay, so organization policy management. So basically, it's going to package to streamline if you're going to have a whole team. So you can do it for individuals or whole team. $10 a month, so $100 a year, not bad. And it mentions focusing on solving problems, um, which makes sense. So spend less time creating boilerplate and repetitive code patterns. Yeah, because this will do it for you. Really interesting. Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you coding? What are you using right now? And it mentions a couple different editors that you can be using it with. VS Code is the one I use, but they have Visual Studio and a few others. That's interesting. Says the numbers speak for themselves. Research has found GitHub Copilot helps developers code faster, focus on solving problems, stay in the flow longer, and feel more fulfilled. That's awesome. So this is just the beginning. We're going to be seeing this a lot, and there's examples of how this is going to be done. Oh, look at this. Fetch tweets right here. So you're giving it just a little bit of information, and then it's able to do that. Interesting. Very interesting. So let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this? Are you using this for your own business? Do you plan on doing this? Are you a no coder? Are you coding, or have you seen this? If you want more information or want me to start talking about other ones like Ghostwriter and the difference between the two, or why you should be looking at Replit, we're a big fan of this. Let me know. And we just released something new that just came down the pipe. We have Docs Connections. So get help with your no code and tech problems. Sometimes I can't help everyone or the expertise. It might be a better person that does Bubble or Flutter Flow, and it's hard to find a good developer sometimes. So if you check out Docs Connections, we'll match you up with the right fit depending on your price point and what you're trying to do. And it's a new experience. A lot of people were asking me about this, so we decided to launch it this week. So if you're interested, the link down below is for Docs Connections, and we'll go from there. If you like more of this information, more news, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like this channel, make sure that you like and subscribe. We do this every single week. All right, everybody. Talk to you later.